I am at Mahindra Research Valley here in outskirts of Chennai, where Mahindra has just unveiled two of their electric origin SUVs, which are ground up electric vehicle. Electric vehicles not new to Mahindra, but these are ground up new electric vehicles based on its new indigenously made INGLO platform. On one side, we have a smaller BE 6E that you can see right there. But on the other hand, we have a much larger XEV 9E, which you see right behind me. So let us first look at this. This is an SUV coupe. The prices that they've just announced will start at around 21.9 lakhs, and this will be powered by either a 59 kilowatt hour battery or a more powerful 79 kilowatt hour battery, which will give it a range which Mahindra claims in the real world will average to around 500 kilometers, which is substantial. Let us look at the design of this car first. They have given it a very striking, very aggressive looking design. It's got a really bold front with the light bar running across and the DRLs made to look like a handlebar moustache. A fog grille in the front, air intakes below. The new logo that you can see on the bonnet is also brand new for these electric origin EVs. The bonnet has nice haunches and crease. On the side, they've tried to break the monotony by giving it a dual tone finish. Large 20-inch wheels with special alloy wheels, which are with low resistance tires on it. On the side, you can see this logo, which is basically telling you that this is the top variant. There is a Pack 1, Pack 2 and Pack 3, and this is Pack 3. It has a QR code which will take you directly to the Mahindra website, where you can have more details on this car. On the side, flush door handle at the front, but at the rear you get a door handle in the C pillar. Very similar to SUV coupes that have been doing the round. At the rear too, a more bold in your face hatch with a light bar running across, again like a handlebar moustache. The logo again prominently displayed, XEV 9E badging running across, and a very high set rear bumper. This is a powered tailgate, comes with a 600 plus liter boot, which also comes with a parcel tray that is foldable. You also get lamps for the luggage area, as well as hooks to tie the luggage in place. This comes with power switches, so it's a powered hydraulic hatch, and it also is the only door in the car which has a soft touch feature. Now let us look inside, and we will start with the rear of the car. As you can see, the doors open 90 degrees. It comes with nice touch like rear sun blinds. There is storage space here, bottle holder, and of course usual power window switch. It doesn't look very luxury, but definitely is well finished and premium. You can also notice this being the top variant, the Harman Kardon music system with Dolby Atmos, which is a new feature for this car. The seats look pretty plush and wide. The under thigh support seems really adequate, and let me just sit and confirm for myself. So as you can see, it's more than sufficient. The backrest is also pretty well angled. The seats are split 60-40, and you get a center armrest. For passenger comfort, AC vents at the rear, but no controls. You get a wireless phone charger as well as Type-C chargers behind the seat, which comes with an accessory where you can fit in either your tablet or your phone. The car also comes with panoramic sunroof as standard. Now let us look at the front of the car. So now let me look at how the interiors are from the driver's seat. A bit of a different feel because these are all new interiors for the XEV 9E. The steering wheel, all new, has a 2-spoke wheel with a center bar. Now we've seen that in some other car also. It has a piano black center portion with the lit Mahindra logo on it, the new one, which is the electric origin logo. Very minimalist sort of design. It has some switches, the ones for the audio as well as cruise control, and the menu operation is more or less standard. It's a mix of physical button as well as touch buttons. There are also some hidden buttons which you can see on the side over here, which is for recuperation as well as for using the auto hold function. Now the bigger thing on the dashboard is of course the screen that you see here running from one end to the other, only having the vents at the side. Now these are actually 3 screens which are fused into one. We have the instrument cluster, then we have a central infotainment screen, and there is another screen for the front co-passenger, which is a new touch. We usually see that in a lot of luxury cars. So the interface is what is pretty easy to use. It seems to have a lot of information, the kind of colors they've used. More importantly, it is fast because they're using very high-end processors which are comparable not only to the best ones used in cars globally, but also on smartphones. Apart from that, it's a sort of minimalist, again conventional front dashboard. The air vents, one at the center over here, 2 at the side, and there are more buttons for the camera also over here. Apart from that, you get storage spaces for your phone or to keep some smaller objects, a wireless touchpad for your phone, and charging ports, which is a type C as well as a data port. Electronic shifter is what these cars come with, which is the case with most electric vehicles. There is electronic parking brake, which is standard across the range, comes from the base model. Once again, I'll tell you that this is the top variant. There's an auto hold function, bottle holders. There's a central dial which allows you to go through some of the controls manually, which are for volume as well as driver settings and the AC fan speed. The front seats pretty plush. I don't think room is a problem here. There seems to be enough leg room even for the foot area. The seats come with ventilation both at the front as well as rear. On the safety point, I've told you that this comes with 7 airbags in the top variant and 6 airbags as standard across the variant range. So apart from that, at the front, the driver gets power seats. However, the co-driver gets manual adjustment. One benchmark thing in the XEV 9e, however, is that it gets a front frunk, which is the space under the bonnet. It's almost 150 liters, which is supposedly the biggest in any Indian car. Now the XEV 9e has the INGLO platform, which can take dual motor as well as single motor, but currently this car will only come with a rear wheel motor, and that makes around 210 kilowatts of power and 380 Newton meters of torque. So we are looking at a very good 0 to 100 km per hour time of under 7 seconds. The electric architecture of the XEV 9e also allows for charging as high as 175 kilowatt. So that should give it a 10 to 80% charging time with as less as 20 minutes. So that is what the XEV 9e is all about. Now let us go check out the BE 6e. So behind me is the more funkier and the smaller BE 6e. As you can see, it is roughly the size of a Curve or a little bigger than a Tata Curve, but it's a more funkier looking. I've come to the front. It has a very unique DRL that runs across almost like a rectangle or a pentagon, and if you come to the boot area is where you will see it has a very unique bonnet, which is almost like there is a front wing. If you can look at from this angle, you will notice how there is a gap going all the way. It's a rather unique approach to the design. Could be a bit polarizing if you ask me, but it definitely looks a little funky. Here they've not used the electric origin logo. If you notice, they use the BE logo, which will stay for the BE range that Mahindra will make. It's a much more squatter car. It's smaller, but the wheelbase of this car as well as the bigger XEV 9e is identical. What is different is if you come to the side and you can see that it has smaller overhangs. Wheel size again is very similar. It's around 20 inches. It gets square wheeled arches, and it also gets the black and the dual tone treatment. Again, very similar. It comes with the variant sticker over here which says 3. 3 again means top variant. Flush door handles at the front. Again, just like the bigger car, the rear door handle is on the C-pillar. A very sloping coupe look. Reminds you of a super SUV from an Italian brand. At the rear, again a very in-your-face rear design for the hatch. A little boxy, which definitely helps for any SUV vehicle that you're looking at. But this again is an SUV coupe. Powered tailgate, a much smaller boot, and not very deep, mainly because there will be the spare wheel. This too is a powered tailgate. The BE6E will also come with 2 battery packs options, either a 59 kilowatt hour or a 79 kilowatt hour in the higher spec. Prices for this one start at around 18.9 lakhs ex showroom. Now let us look at how the interiors look. So let us look at the interiors first, starting from the rear. A very cool and different sort of vibe that you get from this car compared to the bigger XEV 9e. It's a bit more compact. While knee room doesn't seem to be a problem, but the floor seems significantly higher. Could be because the seats are much lower and you do not have as much under thigh support as the bigger car, but that's a compromise you make for paying lesser for a smaller car. The seat cushioning seems pretty good, and the headroom for my height seems fine, although this is a sloping roof. Taller persons might find this a bit intrusive, and you have to be careful while entering. The seats again very well designed. From the rear, this looks like a very different place, and it's unlike any other car that I've actually sat in the Indian car market. It's very different, and I'm sure the new younger generation of owners might like it. The floor is flat. The AC vents, you almost hidden. You may not even notice that these are the AC vents, and they have pockets here at the seat. There is place to store your phone as well over here. This too comes with the accessory holder. Panoramic sunroof, again this is the top variant, but I think this will be available in other variants too. Apart from that, center armrest at the rear, 3-point seat belt, 6 airbags standard across the range, and Mahindra says that this car too should be able to meet the 5-star NCAP crash test rating. And if a rather unique thing here is the door handle is this one which is made of fabric, so you need to tug it to pull the door open. So now let us sit in the front seat and check it out. You might have noticed again the doors open 90 degrees, so it just makes it easier to enter and exit provided you have the space there. Now once you get in the car, as you feel like you're in a sports car, and it belies the fact that you are actually in a SUV or what is supposed to be an SUV coupe. You're sitting slightly lower, and the whole dashboard sort of wraps around you. It's almost like a sports car, it's almost like a race car. This panel over here, as well as the screen that is slightly facing towards you or more towards the driver's side, the co-driver does not get that. The steering wheel is a different design. It's not exactly circular, it's a bit of a hexagon, and again follows a similar 2-spoke design that you get in the other car of the electric origin one. Controls are very similar, the buttons are near identical. The difference of course is the screen. It gets only a dual screen and not 3 screens like the bigger car. And if you come to the center console, the air vents are very funkily designed. It is running across on the driver's side. It is almost here in this arch, and this runs across. If you come to the center console, there are charging pads for 2 phones. There is a cup holder, and the start stop button is right here. The gear lever is rather funky with the parking switch onto the thumb on your left side. The dial very similar to what you have in the other car as well. And another neat touch is, if you come closer, is this little place that they made to keep the rather funky key. There is also a center armrest with a magnetic lid, which looks a little cheap. On the roof you can see switches which are very similar to what you get in older aircraft. So they're supposed to have that sort of feel. This is really a very nice and funky interior, very sporty interior, and very unique. It actually brings a smile to your face. Again, the specs are very similar to the bigger car. The range details we do not have for this car yet. All in all, this looks like a very unique proposition that Mahindra has got. Personally, between the two cars, I think the exterior design of the XEV 9e is more acceptable, but you really love these funky designs that they have made with the BE6e. We'll know how it drives very soon, so watch out for the next video. If you like this video, do share it with family and friends, and if you haven't subscribed to Car and Bike channel, please do so, and don't forget to hit the bell notification icon so that you don't miss out on any updates from our side.